Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you with another Buffbunny review. This is for the upcoming launch on October 16th at 1 PM CST. As usual, the times will be up on the screen. In the last collection, we had all very basics, all Newbury fabric, just soft, like neutral colors. This collection is for my crazy colors, my print people, and a little bit spooky vibes on some of these. So this is the Mad Scientist collection, and it's definitely a focus on performance fabrics, some textured fabrics, and kind of bright crazy colors, again with some spooky Halloween vibes because Halloween is around the corner. So if the Newbury launch was like your favorite launch to date, this probably isn't going to be your favorite launch because it's all performance materials, there's no energy fabric, there's no Newbury fabric, which are my two personal faves. I am excited to get a little out of my comfort zone with some of these. Some of them are a little crazy. Personally, I don't know how comfortable I am wearing some of these to the gym, but we'll see. Sometimes I'm in the mood for something crazy. But even with the crazy colors and patterns, there definitely are some basics still in here. They also will be donating some of the proceeds of this launch to NAMI, which is a mental health organization, and you can read more about that in some of their Instagram posts, and I believe they mentioned it on some stories too. As always, if I helped you out with this launch, you can use code Kathryn at checkout. It's kind of a miracle I'm even filming this because I have a giant oral pathology exam on Monday, but don't worry, I studied a lot in advance so that I could film this today. And on top of that, my back pain flared up so badly this morning that I'm literally like, I'm like limping around my house. So not a good day for me, but we're gonna power through. Has to be done. Without further ado, let's get into it. So let's start off by going over the colors and some color comparisons. First, we have Poison Ivy, kind of like a brighter forest green. This might be my favorite color of the launch. Then we have Franki, as in like Frankenstein, get it? It's like a bright, almost neon green. We have a couple holographic colors. This is holographic green. We have Disturbia, which is kind of a pinky purple color, which I have very little purple activewear in my collection. And the piping on this one is a bright orange called Hazard, but we also have some prints. First is the reptilia print, and I'm like 99% sure that this is the Vampira shade of it. There's also the black rose print, holographic black, which is kind of like almost like an oil slick, kind of like multicolor. Black dragon, which almost kind of looks like a fake leather, but it has like a tiny little scale detailing. Then we have just like the classic rebel leopard prints. This is coming in a couple different colors as well. There's also the green snake bite print, which I don't have, and there's the nucleus print, which is another one of the Jacquard prints. Can you believe this is happening right now? They're both sleeping on my chair. Spooning. You guys are too cute. First pair of leggings, we have the Loch Ness leggings. These debuted in the Under the Sea collection, but there's a couple changes. So these are no longer the energy fabric, they're actually performance material now. They're 75% nylon, 25% lycra. And before the Loch Ness leggings did not have a seam right here. It was just like a straight rise with nothing. And I didn't like how the inner waistband wasn't sewn down. It kind of like folded up for me. So I really like that they ended up just sewing it in. It's also a 26-27 inch inseam. They're about a 0.5 higher rise than the other Loch Ness leggings, so just a little higher. The other Loch Ness leggings I also found to run a little small, so we'll see how these are. Unlike the last Loch Ness leggings, the stitching on the gusset on this one is not contrast stitching. I didn't love how they did that on the last ones. These are the old ones, and the gusset is like contrast stitching, which I felt like drawn a little more attention to it. These ones do not have that. And here's an up close of the fabric. It's just kind of like a sleek performance material, but not shiny. All right, so the updated Loch Ness leggings, definitely these are feeling better than the Loch Ness leggings before. I don't know why they always felt like they like weren't coming up high enough on me, and they were just like a little small on me. These fit perfectly. They still have a lot of stretch because this fabric is really stretchy and like surprisingly soft for a sleek performance material. So I'm actually a big fan of this fabric. Super high rise. The small is fitting really well. I'd say true to size, even size down if you're in between, just because the fabric does have a lot of stretch to it. It does have one of those kind of slightly extended crotch gussets. I feel like it's not super noticeable from the front. Definitely a little potential, but not in a way that would bother me. Still have that kind of like contour detailing in the front, kind of 7/8 length. This material should be pretty sweat wicking, pretty good for running because it is kind of like sleek performance, lets your thighs, you know, slide along each other. And we still do have some curved glute seams in the back. And I know some people think this kind of looks like a G-string. Personally, I like it. I liked it since it came out in the Under the Sea collection, but I have heard that a couple times from people. So still very flattering on the glutes. I'm gonna give them medium to high on the booty scale. And this fabric isn't the thickest, but it's also not super thin. So I'd say potentially cellulite friendly. I mean, definitely in the darker colors. And I'm not getting like a ton of compression on these. I'd say like light to medium. If you're in between and you choose your smaller size, you'll probably get like more like medium to high compression. But yeah, considering the Loch Ness leggings weren't my absolute fave last time, these ones are definitely an improvement. I figured out why these feel so soft. They're actually slightly brushed on the inside of the Loch Ness leggings. So you can see kind of like a little brush texture. Like this is the outside texture. It's like more sleek performance. The inside texture is brushed and super soft. So that's why these felt so soft on. So I actually really like these leggings. To go with the Loch Ness leggings, we have the Transcend sports bra. This is in the same colorway, the Disturbia with the hazard piping. Same material as the leggings as well, so it's a performance material. Just gonna have some contour stitching at the front here. Just a double thickness of fabric as the band, no like thick elastics. They do have removable cup pads. Usually they match the cup pads to the color of the bra. These ones are just like a beige cup pad, which makes it a little harder for me on laundry day to figure out which cup pads go into which bras. Almost like a monarch bra, strap detailing in the back, but there's a little more to it. So let's try this one on. All right, so here's the bra. It's actually really comfortable because there's no harsh elastics or anything. The size small is fitting really well, so definitely true to size. If you're in between, you can kind of go either way. Probably could size down for a little more compression, or if you're worried about it, size up. Getting a really good fit along the band here, not too tight, no extra fabric, perfectly covered on the side boob. We got a scoop neck, but I'm not gonna be falling out of this. And for support, it's like about a medium support. This one's actually really soft. This material like kind of throws me off because it should be like sleek performance, but it's like a little bit on the soft side. Got the contour detailing that kind of stops like in the middle of the armpit area over here, so you can't really see when your arms are down, but just kind of abruptly stops, which I kind of just noticed. I felt like this like purple orange was kind of risky, but I wanted to get something in the purple and the orange. So here's the strappy detail on the back. It's a very secure sports bra because the straps do connect in the back, but they're almost kind of a straight up and down. So I feel like they kind of avoid the bulk of my traps, which is comfortable if you do have pretty big traps, but they still have the security of not falling down because it is connected in the middle. And I think that the little strappy detail is fun. Honestly, I'm having trouble seeing it because I'm like looking behind myself. But yeah, this is actually a pretty solid sports bra. We got a little bit of craziness. It does come in other colors, but I like it. Next, we have the Viper leggings. These are only coming in that black dragon print. These are a cross-waist legging. The cross-waist in the front is very similar to the Siren leggings, but I did a little side-by-side of these in the Siren leggings, and these ones actually have like a triangle gusset instead of the extended gusset. The cross-waist is pretty similar and the sizing is the same, but in the back, they have glute seams that are more similar to the Rebel legging glute seams. They're like that enhanced glute contour seam, not the little triple butterfly contour detail that you see on the Siren and the Legacy leggings. So much more basic in the back. These are a 26-inch inseam, and these ones actually have an embroidered Buffbunny logo instead of the usual kind of like vinyl stick-on. So I thought that was a nice touch. Let's try these on. Okay guys, I don't even think that these were on my list to get from the launch, like that I like, you know, the ones that I like requested, but they may be a top choice, okay? Like I'm just really feeling myself in these. They're looking flattering, am I right? So first of all, I've tried a lot of cross-waist leggings, and Buffbunny by far makes my favorite cross-waist because they come up to like a perfect height. It's a really flattering amount of cross-waist, like it's a nice thick waistband still, and it has like this little kind of V taper in the front, which just kind of flatters the tummy area a little more. And I do have a pair of cross-waist leggings that just kind of go flat across, and they just like look a little bit off sometimes. So I love the Buffbunny crosswaist. This print from afar definitely looks like a faux leather, so I feel like you could definitely wear these for lifestyle or gym. They're also slightly brushed on the inside, so it makes them a little bit warmer for, you know, winter coming up, and just a little bit softer on your skin on the inside. So these are actually super comfy. These are a perfect fit for me. I don't have any extra room in the crotch, and I don't feel like the gusset is very visible from the front. We also have no front seam, which I do really enjoy. And guys, we have my favorite favorite style of glute seams. Like, I just love the enhanced glute seams, sit above my glutes, like definitely high on the booty scale, and I really didn't even have to like pull these up very much. And these leggings are also super stretchy, like no problems with restriction, so you're not gonna get any squishing of the glutes. They're like ankle length for me, like almost full length, more like 7/8, but you guys will have to let me know in the comments what your top choices are for the launch, but I kind of feel like if there were to be a legging to sell out, it might be these, because these are the only style that comes in this cross waist, and the cross waist is popular for a reason. It's very flattering, so I am feeling myself in these, okay? Just wanted to show you guys the inside of the Viper leggings. So they are super soft against the skin and a little bit brushed on the inside, and this is the outside, like the little scale texture. To go with that, we have the Revolution Sports Bra V2. I know what you guys are thinking. I always stay away from the Revolution bra because it never really had enough room for the girls for me. But I was intrigued by this one because it was like a V2. I was like, okay, it looks like it might have like a little more coverage. So I thought I would give it a try. This one only comes in the black dragon and the green snakebite print. This is the same material as the Viper leggings, so they'll pair really nicely. And I did compare this to one of my old Revolution bras, and there is an extra inch of rise here in the bust area, but I only have like the older Revolution bras from like before they updated them. I know they did update them, so it might be the same, but I did include measurements just to show you guys that there are 5 inches here in the size small. Square neckline, removable cups, no elastics in the band, just a double thickness of fabric, and you have the strappy detail in the back. Guys, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually have adequate coverage in this Revolution bra V2. So I think it's time for me to revisit the Revolution bra because I know they have updated them in the past. So next time Buffbunny has a Revolution bra, I'll be getting it. So this is the V2 in the black dragon print. It goes pretty far into the armpit area. I feel like a lot of people like that, especially if you have kind of like a wider chest. You're always gonna get that side boob coverage. So we do have that. Square neckline, which I feel like is really flattering. And in the past, I would like fall out super easily, but that's because it was more like down here. Like this is an extra inch of space. So I feel completely covered and like a solid medium support, especially in this print, because this print has like a good amount of compression to it. So super flattering, very stretchy, no harsh elastics, but I'm feeling like this is really good in the size small. If you're in between, I might size up because of the compression, but I feel like you could really go either way. These feel pretty true to size overall. Only thing is the cup pads enter on the top of the bra here, and I prefer them to enter on the sides. The Rosa bra does the same thing. It just makes it harder to like adjust the cup pads once it's on, but minimal things. Beautiful strappy detail in the back. I like all of Buffbunny's bras that have like the little ring that they attach the straps to. Just kind of creates an extra little strappy detail. So I like this one a lot. I'm glad I gave this one a try. And this little fit together, this might be a top choice. This might be a top choice for me. I can also work this into a Halloween costume somehow. I know I can. Next, we have the Defy leggings. These are only coming in this black rose print, and it kind of looks like a paint splotch from afar, but there are actually black roses in the print. And this legging is a true print. It's white on the inside, but it shouldn't really cause much of an issue in terms of like going white when you stretch it. I mean, I guess a little bit on the black, but there's so much white to the leggings that, you know, they had to be white. So these ones are definitely the most sleek feeling, so potential to be a little slippery. 26-inch inseam on these. They're a pretty basic shape other than that. They just have a straight across waistband in the front, no front seam, slightly extended crotch gusset, and pretty enhanced glute seams in the back. They really went for that enhanced glute seam this launch, which I am here for. These are definitely the most like slippery of the performance materials. They are like sleek performance inside and out, so no brushing or anything. Solid high rise on these as well, above the belly button. They do not gape on me, so for sure true to size, but if you're in between, you could size down in these because they're super stretchy. I might be worried about how much the black kind of like shears out, but I'm not sure it really matters because this is kind of like a mixture of like black, white, gray, so I feel like it doesn't look super obvious, but just as a reference, you can kind of see some of the white through when I do that. And we will squat test these, don't worry. These could potentially slide down a bit in your workout just because they are super sleek, but we're not getting any camel problems. Gusset is maybe a tiny bit visible from the front, not too bad, but not really getting any gathering here. And we got the curved glute seams in the back. I always love a nice like black and white splatter print every now and then because it pairs well with like any color sports bra that you want to wear. These are definitely going to be cellulite friendly because of the print and sweat friendly because of the print. Got a little 7/8 length, and these for me are also about like light to medium compression. They might be higher compression depending on where you fit in like the size range, but for me these are kind of just light to medium. And the legging I'm probably most excited about for this launch. It came out basically exactly 1 year ago and sold out super quickly, and you guys have been asking for it ever since. We got more Rebel leggings. So these are actually my ones from last year. This is just the black leopard print. This year they're also coming out with venom leopard and red leopard, and then these two holographic ones. So personally I love this holographic black because it's like so multicolored, kind of like oil slick vibes. These holographic green ones are like crazy. They remind me of like Nickelodeon like slime, you know, they used to like slime people all the time. So they're a little wild, but I still really just love the color of the green. I don't know if I'm brave enough to wear these to the gym. These are actually a 24-inch inseam. I measured my old ones from last year. I got a 25-inch inseam, so these are going to be kind of on the shorter side. And my old Rebel leggings, I actually got an extra small because I found the smalls to kind of gape in the waist for me and have a little extra fabric. So I actually wore an extra small in these, and today I have an extra small in the black hollow, but I have a small in the green hollow. So I have the waistband measurements for both of those. These definitely just run a little bigger in the waist, but I'll do a little side by side so you guys can compare. I would say I feel like most people did not size down in the Rebel leggings and they thought it was fine. Personally, I do prefer a size down. So just kind of use your own judgment and see how these look on me in the different sizes. Anyways, these are made of their Elysium fabric. They have brought back the Rebel leggings a couple times since the original launch, not only in the black leopard print, but also like the shimmer black and the shimmer sand. I don't actually have those ones with me, but I do have the black leopard. They're very basic in the front, no front seam, slightly extended gusset, but these were like Buffbunny's first leggings with the really enhanced glute seams. So super flattering on the glutes. They're also super stretchy performance material. Here's what the holographic print looks like up close. It's kind of just like tiny little shimmer details. And here's the inside. It's just like a sleek performance black material. The green on the inside is just the green without the shininess. So let's try these on. Okay, so these are the small Rebel leggings in the green holographic print. And if you missed it on my Instagram story, does this not look like Flubber from that like Disney movie with Robin Williams? It does. They're crazy, but they're so fun. So this is the size small. These ones aren't like the highest rise compared to some of the other ones. I definitely felt like the Rebel shorts came up a little bit higher. And while they don't feel, like these definitely don't feel too big in the legs, like I feel like I'm like at a pretty good place with them in the legs. I feel like I might be getting just like a little bit, like you just see like the tiniest bit of extra fabric right around here. We'll try on the extra small, see how that goes. Crotch gusset, not super visible from the front, and I'm honestly not sure what to say about cellulite with these. On the one hand, I feel like the shininess is like almost a little bit irregular in texture, may help hide cellulite, but it's really hard to say. So you guys will have to let me know down in the comments below. I do have a little bit of texture on my legs, but it never shows through leggings, so I'm not the best to talk about cellulite sometimes. And I would not say that these are brushed on the inside. It still feels pretty sleek. So these are a little bit on the thinner side, and I'd say these ones are about like medium compression for me, and super flattering glute seams. Definitely get a high on the booty scale. They're pretty stretchy, but the seams on, they're pretty stretchy, but the seams, okay, they kind of like keep making cracking noises. That's not good. So yeah, the seams on the Rebel leggings aren't like the stretchiest. There's definitely stretchier leggings today. Okay, I honestly can't believe that these are extra small because they really don't feel that much different to the smalls. So personally, I feel like these might just fit me a little bit better in the waist. Getting like more of like medium, maybe medium to high compression in these, but honestly, I feel like the biggest difference is just a little more snugness in the waist. They feel about the same in the legs to me. Still getting a good amount of ability to stretch. With the Rebels, sometimes the seams do just feel a little bit tight, so they definitely take a little like warming up when you get them on. But yeah, for sizing, I'd say, could you size down? Yes, but I'm not sure I'd recommend it for everyone. So just kind of depends what you think of how this fits me, because I know I did say size down in the Rebels in the past and some of you guys didn't like it. So personally, I'm liking the extra small. I actually think that this pattern is super cool. Like, I don't think I've ever had a pair of leggings that looks like so different from every angle, and it's just really fun. So nice high rise. These ones are hitting maybe even a little bit higher than the last ones. Just feeling like the extra smalls fit me a little bit better. Super flattering on the glutes as usual. So these are only a 24-inch inseam. I don't know, I guess because the leg part is pretty stretchy, they're not fitting like too short on me, but I would say these are probably the most like short girl friendly leggings just because they are the only 24-inch inseam this launch. And yeah, I still do feel like it's a little bit tight down here, but it felt the same way in my old Rebel leggings, and I've worn them to the gym several times and they have held up. No brushing on the inside of these, but I also feel like the Rebel leggings stay up really well on the workouts. I don't know, something about this material. It's not quite as slippery as that like rose print. So the Rebel leggings, especially in the animal prints, is definitely another one of my top recommendations this launch. Okay, I just wanted to pop on my black leopard Rebel leggings just to like kind of like as a reference with the new shimmer ones. I feel like I have a lot more stretch in this animal print, so I think if you were to size down, I think the leopard prints are a little more size down friendly because I really don't feel like anything is super tight on these. They're still super stretchy, and even in the like crotch region for these, it feels stretchier than the shimmer prints. Personally, I just love the fabric of the leopard, just a little more sleek performance and just a little more comfortable, gym friendly than the shimmer prints, although I'd still wear those to the gym. I think that these just are the winners. To go with the Rebel leggings, we have the Rosa Sports Bra V2. Basically like the same as the Rosa Sports Bra, except it's made of the Elysium fabric, so performance material. The Rosa bra is always a top choice for me. In terms of support, comfort, and coverage, I feel like it's really large cup size friendly. And the Rosa Sports Bra V2, the only difference between this and the V1 is that the straps actually like are intertwined together. The regular Rosa bra, the straps just kind of like lay on top of each other, if that makes sense. You probably have never even noticed, but that is a difference. Little Buffbunny logo in the back. Let's try it on. All right, Rosa V2 bra, I have reviewed this on my channel before, but it's a long line sports bra, no harsh elastics, really great coverage, like very minimal side boob, scoop in the front, but you're very secured in this one, like not gonna fall out. I do think that this material, the Elysium, is just gonna be a little more compressive, a little more support than the Newbury fabric, because Newbury can be pretty stretchy, so it's not always the most supportive, but I think this is probably one of the more supportive bras in the collection today. And I'm finding this very true to size. I don't think I'm being pinched in anywhere. I think I have really good coverage in this. I almost feel like I have more coverage than some small Rosa bras in the past, but I would stick to your normal size. If you're in between, I might size up just because I really don't have a lot of extra space in this, and it's a little more compressive than the Newbury fabric. And here's the back, the kind of like crisscross straps. It looks pretty similar to the regular Rosa bra. They're just intertwined a little more, you know, instead of like laying on top of each other. Next, we have a classic, the Luna leggings. So actually when I first saw these on the launch PDF, I was like I don't really want these, but these are the only solid colored legging. But then I noticed that they had made some changes. My current opinion of the Luna legging came from the like Hint of Summer or Taste of Summer launch from last summer. And I just didn't love these at this point. It's a different material. Last summer, it was an 83% polyester, 17% spandex. It had a front seam. I just felt like they kind of slid down on me. And because they had the front seam, it caused a little camel, and they just like weren't the most comfortable for me. So I didn't absolutely love them last summer, which is why I've kind of stayed away from the Luna leggings since. But these new Luna leggings are definitely improved. First of all, quick side by side between these and the older ones. They're actually both a 9-inch rise, but the new ones feel a little higher waisted when I wear them. They now have a slightly more extended gusset in the front. Waistband sizing is the same as last time, and they obviously have no front seam. And another big difference is the fabric has changed. These are now a 69% nylon, 31% spandex. So I do prefer a nylon spandex to a poly spandex. Comparing these to any other Buffbunny performance materials, technically the composition is actually the closest to the Buffbunny spin leggings, but they definitely feel more durable to me than the spin leggings. I'd have to say they're kind of like an intermediate between the step up leggings and the spin leggings. So they're definitely a performance material, pretty high compression, thick, but I did actually wear these on a walk yesterday. And in this size with this compression, they actually stayed up and didn't slide down at all, even on a walk. So that's pretty good for a performance material for me. Anyways, I will stop rambling, but no top seam, none of the leggings today have top seams. No front seam, little slightly extended crotch gusset. They have a side pockets, and the back kind of has that signature like curved detail, which isn't my favorite. I prefer the back of the Rosa pocket leggings. But yeah, then 26 to 27 inch inseam. All right, so here are the Luna leggings. First off, I will say they're pretty compressive. So like medium to high compression, and I would probably size up if you're in between, just because these are pretty snug in my small, but because of the snugness, they didn't slide down during my walk. So they stay put actually really well. I'm actually a big fan of this performance fabric. So Buffbunny, I hope you guys bring back this fabric. It's way better than the old Luna one. It doesn't slide down as much as the Step Up leggings from the Let's Get Toned launch. So I'm actually a big fan of this performance material. Nice thick waistband, compressive. The gusset on all of the leggings is kind of just about the same in terms of visibility. Like I really don't think it's too bad. You can kind of, you know, make it more visible. Also not getting any camel. Nice spacious pockets. Let's see, it does fit my phone completely. So if you're a pocket legging girl, these are for you. 7/8 length, and this actually does sit pretty well above my glutes, and they did stay put during my walk. So I'd say they're pretty friendly to the glutes, but I'm still maybe just gonna give them medium, potentially medium to high. But I just don't love this curved seam here. I feel like it often sits too low, and it might be sitting just high enough on these, but you know. Oh, these also have one of those like little hidden laser cut pockets. So there is a little pocket for your key in the back of these. Decently thick. We might get a little bit of cellulite coverage out of these, but I wouldn't expect totally cellulite proof. And I don't know if I've mentioned so far, but all of the fabrics today, with the exception of the Jacquard leggings, really do not attract any pet fur. So I actually like sat down and like studied in these leggings for a little bit yesterday, and I didn't wake up and have to like lint roll myself. Like it just brushes right off. With like Newbury fabric, for example, like I will forever have some pieces of fur on those leggings no matter how many times I lint roll. Hopefully I can get a sweat test in before the launch, but it's just hard because like I only sweat so much at the gym, especially now it's getting a little bit cold. I don't sweat on my bottom half that much, but I will keep you guys updated. These are also very stretchy on the seams on the inside, so I'm not feeling restricted here. And the only solid colored sports bra of the launch is the Heartbreaker bra. It's made of the same nylon lycra blend as the Luna leggings. I got it in the color Franki because I thought it would kind of go with the Poison Ivy bottoms, like almost a little tonal situation. So like the base of like the boob part, that's gonna be your performance material, but it is outlined with this kind of like soft, almost kind of brushed elastic. So it's just like a solid elastic. And I find with this elastic, there's some risk for when the stitches stop to be like kind of like the tiniest little bit of like loose string. Not that it's actually like coming undone or anything, but I think just with this kind of like elastic, that's kind of been happening with this one, at least from what I've noticed. It's not like I've heard this of other people, but my personal experience. So yeah, you have quite a few cutouts on this one. I feel like it's a little risky for some larger cup sizes. You will see when I try it on that I can situate myself in the right way, but at the end of my walk yesterday, I did wear this bra on the walk. I definitely kind of like filled into that space and was spilling out a little bit. So it's a pretty big cutout, but the straps are also adjustable as well. So I like that about this one. Okay, so this bra, it's definitely a lot. Like I'm trying to like situate myself so the girls aren't like showing so much down there. But if you guys didn't know, like I don't have fake boobs, these are my actual boobs. They just kind of go where they want to be. And by the end of my walk yesterday, we were definitely more in like this position where they're kind of like protruding out. So I would be cautious of this bra if you're more than like a C or D cup. I think in a smaller cup size, it actually could be really flattering because you just get like a little peek of under boob. But for me, I'd have to really like watch out of like where I am if I was in a public place, like just wearing the sports bra. I like it for some people, but it might be a little risky for others. The elastic is actually really soft. It's not one of those like shiny bra strap elastics. I like the little cutouts up here as well. It's a nice shape up here too. You do get a little bit of cleave. Also really nice coverage on the side in terms of support. It's like light to medium. I also really love that it has adjustable straps because I don't know, I love to adjust my straps. I like to be really compressed in my bras. I like to feel held in. I just find it more comfortable, more supportive. And here's the back. Very open and basic in the back. I haven't worn this bra to the gym yet, but another potential issue is my #1 place where I sweat is right here. So I always get like a little line of sweat kind of under the girls right here. So I feel like we're just gonna have a little, just coming right out there. So another thing to think about, but at least you won't get the mark from sweat, right? It probably would collect a little bit down here. Hopefully I can get a workout in this before. Next, we have the Evolve Jacquard leggings. And Jacquard just means that the print is actually like woven into the fabric. So this isn't actually a print, it's actually like woven into the material. So you can see on the inside, the print is literally like in the fabric. It's not natural print. These are a 26-inch inseam, and these ones have all of like the super fun prints. And guys, I was like most excited about these because I thought the prints were so fun. You have like the reptilia print, the nucleus print, and they're just like super fun colors and sets. But I wore these to the gym today, and this is a size small, which is like the same size as I always get in Buffbunny, if not extra small like the Rebel leggings. And first of all, I could like barely get these on. I think the sizing is the same. They just really don't have a lot of stretch to them. Like there obviously is some stretch, some give, but it just like wasn't enough. So I almost gave up getting them on this morning. And then I wore them to the gym, and like my knees and my squats, like everything was like super restricted. So I wanted to stretch at the end of my gym session this morning, and I like couldn't even do it because like I did not have enough stretch in these. And on top of that, they were just kind of like itchy, uncomfortable. I just don't really feel like this material really lent itself well to a gym workout, which is like just such a bummer because this is the only legging that like comes in all these fun prints. So it's just such a bummer, but I honestly like won't wear these to the gym again because they really weren't comfortable. Personally, I would size up. Anyways, you saw the Jacquard material, seamless double thickness waistband. They come into a slight V in the front. The fabric kind of meets here. Slightly extended crotch gusset, very tapered glute seams in the back. And yeah, let's try them on. All right, honestly, these leggings are so hard to get on. I'm not gonna put them on again. The bummer is like when they're on, like they fit me well in the waist and everything, but I'm really restricted in the knees, like really tight along like my like butt here, and just it's actually not super bad between the thighs here, but the fabric just doesn't have enough stretch for me. If you are still interested in these leggings, I personally would size up. They just might be a little big in the waist, so you might have a little extra fabric here. But for me, it was mainly tightness like all around the legs. I had to like inch these things on. It took like a lot of time and effort to get them on. They have that little V waist detail, curved seams in the back that they should really be above the glutes, but I really have to like pull them up to get there just because of kind of the lack of stretch. So they have the potential to be medium high on the booty scale, but for me, I feel like they kind of squished me down a little bit just because of the lack of stretch again. Definitely cellulite friendly, and I love that it's like a jacquard and it's actually woven into the fabric. I feel like that's really cool. Also a 7/8 length. Just personally, these were just uncomfortable for me at the gym. I really don't know if it's a sizing thing or what, but I feel like they compared in sizing to some of the other leggings today. The only difference is they don't have the stretch of the other ones, so I just prefer a stretchy legging. They're also definitely high compression in the size that I have right now. Gusset is also pretty far back, not super noticeable. So I'm busy editing, but I just wanted to say that I just watched the behind the designs video, which came out after I filmed my review. Usually I like to watch it before, see if there's anything I didn't quite pick up on. And apparently the reptilia prints don't have as much stretch to them as the nucleus prints. There's kind of two main prints of the jacquard sets, the reptilia and the nucleus. I've heard from other Buffbunny affiliates as well that the nucleus is a lot stretchier. So if you're still intrigued by these sets, I probably would go for the nucleus print, because although they said that this one was stretchy, when I wore it, I just really didn't feel like it was super stretchy, unfortunately. So, but I'm happy to hear that there is a stretchier option because that was my main complaint. Just as I recommended the nucleus print, I remember like I've seen like a couple different images of the stitching on the front of the nucleus print, like not quite sitting completely straight, and I've seen it on a couple different pairs. So I haven't seen that, and I don't have that on the reptilia. Maybe I just don't recommend the jacquard leggings, I don't know. Kind of same deal of the Evolve Jacquard leggings with the Evolve Jacquard bra. I totally wanted to love this one, but again, like they just felt like it ran really small. It really cut into me at like the armpit region. I felt very pinched. That was kind of the only issue with this one. It just like kind of felt stiff at the seams, but I really liked the coverage. It's like a high neck, full coverage bra with a strappy back and removable cut pads. Okay, so here's the bra. It has great coverage, and this fits like right underneath my bust, which is perfect. And the fabric's honestly pretty comfortable, like to the touch, but I think if you get this bra, you really have to size up, because personally it's just not comfortable. You can kind of see it's really cutting into my armpits, and I don't really care when I have like a little, like, you know, a little extra side boob, like a little armpit guy over here, because that's totally normal, but it's the pain it's causing me. It's actually like cutting into the sides, and it's just a little uncomfortable. And it's also feeling really tight along right here on my traps as well. So I think in general, this bra just runs a little small. It has plenty of space in the cups, like that's not the issue. It's just the material, I think, just doesn't quite have enough stretch, and it's just a little uncomfortable in the edges there. Other than that, incredible coverage. Pretty good support as well, definitely at least a medium, maybe medium to high depending on your cup size, and the back is super pretty with the strappy detail. So I wanted to love this one because I love a nice high neck, strappy back, like this one is. But after wearing it even just like an hour at the gym, I did feel a little bit chafed, a little bit uncomfortable. Next, we have some Rebel shorts. So unfortunately, they're only coming in a 4-inch inseam. So if you need a longer short, unfortunately, there only is the 4-inch option this time. Same situation as the Rebel leggings. It's only coming in this and the red leopard with the glute seams in the back, and then the gusset goes fully down the 4-inch inseam. So I got these in a small. All right, so here are the Rebel shorts. This is the small, and definitely true to size for the shorts. I'm definitely not getting any extra fabric in the waistband. They're actually a nice high rise on these too. Feels more high rise than what I remembered the original Rebel leggings being. Super flattering on the glutes, definitely high booty scale. These are a 4-inch inseam, so they will end up rolling up on me at the gym. That's just what 4-inch inseam does for me. But I would say that they're actually pretty forgiving on the thighs. So they might have like a little compression at the bottom, but definitely no cutting in. And I don't think you need to size up for thigh space. I also don't have any extra material anywhere. I feel like these fit me pretty well. And these ones are about a medium compression. I did not get the Defy Revolution sports bra. That one comes in the black rose print to match the Defy leggings. I did get 2 Aurora crop tops. So first we have the Aurora crop V3. This is only coming in Franki and Hazard, and just kind of your classic Aurora crop shape. Doesn't have any internal bra support or cup pads. This is like a layering piece, so like on top of your sports bras. I find it does hide sports bras pretty well because it's pretty full coverage in the back. And this is like an OG Buffbunny item. This one is a 69% nylon, 31% lycra, so I think the same material as the Luna leggings this time. And I believe they updated the Buffbunny logo on this one because it's like a silicone, like tonal detail, totally matches the color of the top, which you guys know I love a tonal logo. So minimal, like you barely notice it, but it's just a nice little touch. So that's the V3. And there's also the Aurora crop V2 coming in the leopard prints, just the black and the venom, same as the V3. This one also has the tonal silicone detail. All right, Aurora crop V2 in the black leopard print. This with the Rebel bottoms. I'm barely showing any skin and I have a long torso, so expect a pretty good amount of coverage. I'm also wearing the Rosa bra V2 under this, and it completely hides underneath. So if you're not interested in showing any of the straps underneath, the Aurora crop pairs really well with the Rosa bra. Getting a little extra compression in this size. I think I'm still good in a size small. If you're in between on this one, I would definitely size up, or if you're just not looking for quite as much compression, but I find this top stays put pretty well, not showing the bra underneath even when I raise up my arms. All right, here's the Aurora crop V3, made in the performance material, same as the Luna leggings. I do like this material a lot. I feel like I see the Heartbreaker bra maybe like peeking out a little bit in this one, and this one is also pretty compressive. I feel like it's still a good size for me, so I would say true to size, but size up if you don't want a lot of compression. Okay, we're done with activewear pieces, kind of. Now we're on to like tops, jackets, the mix. So there's the Crysalis tank. This is just like in black and white. It's like a cotton modal blend in the front, mesh in the back, just like a flowy full coverage tank. The Breeze tank is also back. This launched in the Newbury collection. Obviously it's a different material now. This is a 91% nylon, 8% spandex, and just kind of like a high neck shape in the back with a cutout detail. And I love like the little twist detail at the bottom, just like sits against your back nicely. So this is in the Franki color. All right, here's the Breeze tank, full length tank, goes down to my hips, and I just love like the little detailing in the back. I feel like it sits against your back really nicely. Open, and this little panel detailing what they have going on here, you can kind of see my sports bra underneath it, so just keep in mind you might be able to see through a little bit, but it's very lightweight and kind of like a sleeky feel, so definitely still good for performance. So the Untamed like oversized sweat sets are back, except they're slightly different. I did not get them, so I actually can't compare them for you guys. In the past, I did wear a small on top and small bottoms. I also tried a medium bottoms, but like the waist was like really baggy. I'm honestly not sure of the sizing with this update. I also think they were a cotton polyester blend last time. This time it's 100% cotton, so they're not gonna have any stretch to them, but they will have that like fuzzy fleece lining, at least I think, because I did have that last time. Very important to have the fuzzy fleece in sweatshirts. It comes in 2XS to 4XL, so big size range. I'd say when in doubt, size up. Lots of neutral colors, and the bottoms are a 29-inch inseam, which is super nice. There's also the Skullpture bodysuit, which is really a Halloween costume. I can't see another occasion when you'd wear it unless it was like another theme party. So I did not get this one to try. It has a really cool like bone detailing on the bodysuit. I mean, like great for Halloween, but personally, like what am I gonna do on Halloween? I don't like do anything. So I didn't have much use for that one. There's also the Catalyst crop pullover. It has like this cool little like stitch detailing on top, kind of cropped length. Looks like it'll hit like around your legging waistband. And this one's also 100% cotton, so it's not gonna have any stretch. There are two jackets. There's the Khaleesi jacket and the Moto jacket. They're both made of vegan leather. The Moto jacket looks a little more shiny, like patent leather, and the Khaleesi jacket looks a little more like matte leather. And the Game Changer backpacks are coming back. Just two colors. We have like a neon pink and a neon yellow. So for anyone who's feeling really crazy with their colors. All right, guys, that's it for the review. I don't know when this will be up, but try to leave your comments for this launch on this video, and I will try to get back to every single comment throughout the week after my exams. I'll also be posting little updates on my Instagram story throughout the week, so make sure you check that out as well. I always save any of that stuff to a highlight, so this will be like my Mad Scientist highlight on my Instagram, so if you're looking for little updates and things, check that out. Hope you guys enjoyed this review and found it helpful. Again, if I did help you out and you're shopping the launch, feel free to use code Kathryn. But this is also the time of year where we gotta start thinking about Black Friday. It's coming up. Usually like the recent collections from Buffbunny tend to be only like 20% off for Black Friday, so just to kind of help with your planning. And if you're not in the US and you're planning on shopping this stuff and you're like, when's Black Friday? It's like end of November, like last Friday of November basically. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!